It appears Divock Origi could be on the verge of signing an extension to his stay at Anfield. The player, who has 1 year left on his deal and was a hero in many regards last year for his super sub appearances in the league and the Champions League, Paul. It looks like he's going to stick around, and he's an interesting one as far as Liverpool are concerned, because many backed them to go into the transfer market in attack this year.
Yeah. Look, if you get a player, to me he's a squad player. When he first came to the club, I thought he was going to bust it wide open. I really fancied this lad a lot. It hasn't really panned out for him. As you can see, he's 24 years of age now, and those are not great stats. But what he did, he came in, as you said, and scored some very important goals. I think what's going to happen here is that Klopp's decided that he's got his main guys, and unless they go down badly, then Origi can just step in, and that's the thinking behind it. Because if he goes into the market for a striker nowadays at the level that Liverpool are at, we're talking 70, 80, 100 million. So maybe that's not the way that he wants to go. Maybe he wants to keep him in the squad. He knows what he's got. Origi, is developing under Klopp, hopefully, and he will sort of grow into the roles. Whether that comes to fruition, I'm not quite sure. But he needs to get more time. Whether he will get more time, it's for us to wait and see. But he needs to get those assists and those goals. It's nowhere near enough for a centre forward.
It would appear to be a no-brainer if the money is reasonable, and the expectations have already been managed, it seems, with regards to Origi and how much he's going to feature. Of course, the talk is he wants to feature more, like you said.
Right.
Maybe they can bring him on. So it's sort of a free roll of the dice to just re-sign a player like that.
Right.
Do you think that they will, though, if someone comes around, like you talk about 80 million, that kind of range in the striking department, do you think that he would be tempted?
Well, I think you're always tempted, but I think that they'd be a little bit cautious. Sir Alex Ferguson always said when you have a successful side, you always bring in one or two just to freshen the deck. Maybe Klopp's not of that mindset, but there's no doubt that when he looks in the forward positions, when you've got Shaqiri that can play either left or right, you've got Origi that can come in. You've got some decent quality coming in to supplement what's an absolutely electric front three. So I think it's prudent that they're doing this. Maybe Klopp does see some growth in Origi. As I said, 24, there should be growth in him, and he should learn very, very quickly. He knows what the requirements are from all the various players. Just look around the squad and see what players are doing, and he's got to get to that level. And who knows that he may reach that level one day.
Now they are European champions once more, and they're looking to push Manchester City out of the way for the Premier League. Of course, it would be a huge achievement to do it. Klopp's sort of operating so far has been, identify players who can make a difference. They're not necessarily at the very top of the market. Do you think that kind of approach will continue here because of the way they've built the squad, or do you think that they now have to move to a different kind of level in terms of their purchases?
It's a very good question. And when he bought Shaqiri last season for about, I think it was 13 million, that was a fantastic buy. Yes, he had a little bit of a dip, maybe he had a bit of a fallout with Klopp, but that was a fantastic addition to that squad with lots of quality. The thing with Origi, some players develop at a different rate. Klopp must see something in this kid. If he's going to give him another extension, he's thinking, well, let's give him a little bit more time. Let's see if he will develop. As I said, when they signed him, I really liked him, but he hasn't sort of flourished just yet. But he knows under Klopp what it takes to be a top player. He's got some great players to learn from. So this may be a year where Origi does start to push into the side a little bit.
And just finally, taking another look at that, you must have played with players down the years who were fantastic impact players, and Liverpool are known for that as well, having super subs to come off the bench. Are there certain types who will always be there?
Yeah, no, that is very, very true. We had a kid at Ipswich, Kevin O'Callaghan, was an Irish international. Wasn't good enough to break into the side, but as you say, quite right, he'd come off the bench and it would be electric for 20 minutes or so. And that's part and parcel of your team, that's part and parcel of managing the squad. And if Origi can do that and eventually start to work his way to more minutes, then it's good business from Liverpool.
Okay, so we'll see if it comes off, but the reports that we have are that Origi is very much ready to commit his future to Anfield.